Fan Chats. How you guys doing? Hope you're well. Hope you've had a good Thursday. Obviously only one more day left before the weekend. I'm just gonna do my usual and just log on just to see who's knocking around. Let's see if we get people on a bit earlier than we used to. My internet's really slow. I'll have to complain to BT. Supposed to have, was it 55 megabyte speed or more? Was it 70? I can't remember what I'm supposed to have. And I checked it today on one of these apps and it was like 7.5, uploaded 7.5, which is pretty poor. 7.5. So yeah, I'm not happy about that. So we'll see if we can get something sorted out with BT tomorrow, because I think the download was fine, but down wasn't my issue. I was uploading the video and it took absolutely ages to do because of them. Hey Kamal, how you doing, mate? I hope you're really well. Chris, evening. Hope you're very, very good, Chris. Hopefully you're the first few people. It says top chat. I don't like top chat. I want latest chat, live chat, all messages visible. I don't want to miss anything. You know, sometimes you can miss messages if you don't do it like this. Kamal, my BT Wi-Fi is poo, yeah. I paid an extra few quid, was it last year or the year before? And first, you know, when I got the new thing sorted out, sorry, I just moved the laptop. When I got it sorted out, it was really, really quick. Really, really quick. I was uploading videos like bang, bang, bang. I think it was about 4 or 5 times quicker. I must have had a really slow connection before. But because I wasn't living here, because we were living in France, I wasn't that fussed. You know, why pay the extra money when you're only here for, you know, every so often? But now we're here all the time. I want it faster, I want a more reliable service. And if you've heard that BT advert, I've got to say this, it's absolutely ludicrous, that BT advert. You know, if your Wi-Fi goes down, they'll give you 20 quid. Then you hear the terms and conditions. That's if they can't repair it within 30 days. So if they repair it within 29 days, you don't get your 20 quid. And you can only make 4 claims a year. So they can't guarantee nothing, yeah? They can guarantee absolutely nothing. They say, we guarantee. No, you can't. No, you're not. You know, it could go down for 29 days and you give me nothing. And if it does go down for 30, I can only claim 4 times. So my service could be slow for 240 days of the year and you'll give me nothing. It's a load of crap. You got to just work sometimes. Even I can work something out when something's, you know, not right. Chris, I got Sky, it's average. They're all up and down. That's the problem, up and down. You can't guarantee and rely on anything. I mean, to be honest, I ended up yesterday, I was using my 4G off my phone. I end up doing that a lot. If its Wi-Fi is really slow, just use my phone. And it's quicker on my iPhone. It's pathetic. Chris, how you doing, mate? I hope you're really well. Zippo, Butalese, what's good? Everything's good. A bit tired today, but Kamal, my Wi-Fi is non-existent yesterday. Well, it's not good when that happens. When you're used to it, mate. I remember when it was dial-up. You know, it made all these noises. Do you check your Twitter? I check my Twitter all the time. I got my phone with me. My wife complains. I have the phone with me all the time, so my Twitter's on most of the time. When I'm on the live streams, I don't check Twitter that much. I'll be quite honest. I'm checking it now, but just to see if someone sent something nice. But yeah, I'm always on to have a look what's going down on Twitter. Just make sure there's no noise on this. I'm obviously checking my emails a bit more than normal now, because there's quite a few people. Let's just get this on. You know, hopefully contacting me about this free coaching course that I'm offering. And I'll briefly tell you about that if you haven't seen it already. I did a video today. In fact, it's probably the worst viewed video I've ever done. About 50 or 60 views. It must have gone up it's been up for about 9 hours. I really can't understand why it's got so few views, especially I'm not looking for thousands of views, but I'm offering a free coaching course with the FA, yeah. So I put up, and I say it's free. I'll pay the fees for the course. You just got to pay your own travel and other expenses. I'll pay the fee for the course. And if you're local, and I'll even try and give you a lift if you need a lift. I think it's going to be over 18. You know, and I've not got a lot of response, you know, in terms of watching the video and the views. Lots of retweets, but it's a funny old thing. People aren't actually watching the video, which is disappointing. But I'll tell you about the offer. I'll tell you about the offer. Let me get, let me email. I'll put my email up first. Let me get my email up. Sorry, guys. mancitychat@gmail.com. Let's put that in, mancitychat@gmail.com. Good to see you, you're good, Chris. So that's my email address. Now, the purpose of this is, if you watch the video, please watch the video. You know, I'm down a bit today because I was expecting a couple of hundred there. I mean, what I did was I copied in lots of local football teams, lots of local councils, because I thought they'd be really keen on a free course. It's an absolutely free course. Well, the fees are paid. You know, I'm not going to pay for someone's lunch and someone's travel. But hi, Mucken, hope you're really well. Hi, Michael Schneider. Good evening from Switzerland. So, Michael, should I say guten Tag, bonjour, or hello? Oh, I forgot my Italian now. It's really bad. Bienvenuto. How about that? Kamal, you should change the thumbnail. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, I just wanted it up. Yeah, I'll change that. I'll put it up to a football thing. But to be honest, I thought people would watch it anyway from notifications and from Twitter. And I thought the councils would retweet it, because the whole point is, it's a free course now. You can either choose one of three courses. You can choose a futsal course, which includes a day of futsal course and a safeguarding course and a first aid course. Or you can go for the FA Level 1 course, which also includes a safeguarding and the safeguarding and the first aid course, which is a longer course. That's 43 hours, as opposed to about 13. Or you can do the referees course, which again I think includes a safeguarding. I don't think you do the first aid course there, but you definitely do the safeguarding, and that's about 34-hour course. Now, hi, mysterious person. Mukund, hi. I think I said hi already, yeah. So those are the three options. Now, all I want, I prefer someone from Manchester, because part of the reason is I can, if I can give them a lift, because my aim is to do the course at the same time. So if I can give that person a lift, I can make sure they go. Because the last thing I want is to pay for someone's course and then for them not to go, or to go after a couple of sessions and then stop going. You know, I think the idea would be motivation for them. So if I go with them, you know, we can learn together. If there's if you do the referees course and there's an exam, you can swat up together. So it might be useful for somebody to have that facility available. So that's why I'm thinking of Manchester. Other options are London. I'll look at anybody in the UK, okay, and we'll see. But I think, you know, preference will be given to someone from Manchester, purely because it makes life a lot easier. And the reason has got to be good. I want someone to be able to do one of these courses and use that as a stepping stone to possibly a career, or someone who could do the little extra money, maybe a student or something, or a retired person. You know, I'm not going to be ageist and say, oh, it's only going to be a kid. If a kid applies, they'll get it. No, it's got to be the right person for the right reasons. And so, if for instance, if you do the referees course, it might be that on a weekend you could do a couple, 3 matches. I don't know what the pay is these days, but you might be able to, you know, pick up 50 or 60 quid of a weekend. And if that helps you make ends meet, it's, you know, helps keeps the wolves from the door, or, you know, or whatever, feeds your family for a week. You know, if you can get 60 quid or something, and that really helps out, then my job is done. You know, that's really what I'm trying to achieve. So, so if you guys, anybody who's interested, drop me an email. I'll keep this open probably for at least a week, maybe 2 weeks, just to get some interest. And then maybe that not next Friday, the Sunday after. I don't know what the date is off the top of my head. Let's just open my diary and see the date. So, I mean, I've got to put, obviously, an end date here. Let's just think what's a good end date for this. Off the top of my head, let's get into June. So, we're on the 27th of June. I think the 7th of July, to me, sounds like it might be the one. 7th of July, which is a Sunday. So, maybe 7th of July, I'll close this and then have a look at who's entered. I mean, I've got people from Manchester, London. they're interested. People, you know, I'd like to think someone's going to use this, and as I said, either a stepping stone to a career in either football coaching or refereeing or futsal or whatever it is, or just a way to earn a little bit of extra money to help make ends meet and stuff like that. So we'll see what the responses are. Hi Cole, hope you're really well, Cole. Kamal, watching the Women's World Cup? No mate, I've not watched a single game, I haven't got time. To be quite honest, I was doing my accounts and they're going to be done by Sunday. So they're going to be in by Sunday. So I said to my accountant, I mean, I'm an accountant myself, but you always use a professional when you need them. You know, when I'm doing my own accounts and my own tax, I'll do the spreadsheets for the accountant, and he'll use them and he'll finish them off. Because if you use an accountant, I always say, if I make a mistake, yeah, then I'm screwing myself. If my accountant makes a mistake and costs me money, then he's got insurance. Same with, you know, on law, yeah, when you're on points of law, I've got a reasonable idea, yeah, and I'm a qualified accountant. I studied some law, when was it? 25, 30 years ago. So I've got some basics, I understand some stuff, but, you know, just to be sure, you go to a lawyer, because if they make a mistake, once again, if I make a mistake on a point of law or understanding or whatever, then I'm screwing myself. If my lawyer makes a mistake, then he pays. So I'm cool with that. You know, I've used a few actually in Manchester over my time. You find out who are the good ones and some that you just don't think, you know, when you're using a firm of lawyers and they're trying to learn something from scratch because they don't know what they're doing. I had that happen to me once, and I said to them after the first day, I said, you know, this is not going to work. I was doing something that was going to cost potentially tens of thousands of pounds, and I wanted a firm that actually, it was a very detailed and nuanced and specific piece of legislation to do with the NHS, and I felt they didn't know what they were doing. They were learning on the job, and I didn't want to pay somebody to learn on the job. I mean, we were talking 30 grand, okay? I didn't want to pay a firm of lawyers up to £30,000 for them not to have the expertise already in house. I wanted to use somebody who already had that expertise, and you know, I wasn't chancing my arm too much. I mean, 30 grand's a fair bit of money. When you go doing a court case that may end up in the High Court or whatever, so you don't want to spend that sort of money, and for for them to get it wrong, you're wasting your time and your effort. And you know, if you're on your own running a business, you can't afford to get it wrong or to use too much time and effort. Yeah, I'll keep doing that, Mukunda. You know, probably I'll post about it every day. I'll post a basic tweet every day. And then I mention it on the channel every day, but it's only going to be a minute or two, and then we get into the stuff. Mysterious person, my identity is not important. I've not even asked you who you are. Manchester's blue, that's it. Chris Welsh, do you think David Silva's the greatest midfielder ever's it's hard to quantify, because you know, you've got wide midfielders, defensive midfielders, attacking midfielders. For me, he's the best City player I've seen live. It's the best player I've seen in a City shirt. You know, Colin Bell was just before my time. Those, you know, Franny Lee and Buzzer, Mike Summerby. You know, yeah, for me, David Silva's the best I've seen. Call H, bit late now, mate. Not that late. Didn't know you were going back to go live. Was just sending an email. I will, mate. I will. I'm really busy today. Really. I've got a couple of emails coming, so I'm you know, now that I've put this competition out there, or not competition, this offer for the coaching course, I've got to keep on top of that. I said to my wife, I've got too much, you know. She can't believe how manic I am. You know, she goes away and I'm level and all that, and she comes back, I'm crazy. I said, I haven't got time for anything. Honestly, I haven't got time in the day for any waste of time. Normally I'd try and go to the gym for half an hour to an hour in the morning. I said, I haven't got time today. I've got so much on. I'm trying to get in, I've been in a hire car for nearly a year, because we had a problem when we were in France with our car, and we had a problem with the garage as well, so it just ran on and on. This problem lasted for about 3 months, so I ended up with the hire car and paying for it myself. And the idea was, we were thinking of moving to London this summer, central London, and in central London you don't want a car. I mean, the car parking, the nearest car park was still between 10 and 15 minutes away, 10 and 15 minutes walk away, and that was 200 and I think it was £208 a week. £208 a week. It's not worth it. So I said, well, no car in London. If we ever need a car to go somewhere, I'll hire a car for a couple of days or something. But I'm out there looking. I don't want something expensive, because if we go to London, we might end up going to London next year, not in about 12 months' time. And I don't want to have a expensive car sitting around doing that, and all having to sell it and get smacked for the depreciation. So just want a quick run around, keep me going. Kamal, what days will the course? I haven't decided, Kamal. I think what I'm going to end up doing, there are various different courses. Like, I know the futsal one, I was going to do one myself, but I was already working. I looked at one futsal course. It was on the main course was on a Sunday, and the other two parts, which was the safeguarding and the first aid, I think they were evenings. So you'd have to do one full day at the weekend and the evenings. Most of the other courses tend to be at weekends, but you might have 2 evenings to do. The safeguarding usually is an evening, and I think the first aid is an evening as well. So but what will happen is the person I decide to go with, the person I decide to offer this to eventually, I'll sit down and work it out with them, what's the best for both of us. And I'm not saying it has to be taken straight away. I've got someone who's wrote to me today, contacted me, sorry, he's 13 years old, and said, well, I can't do the referee's course until I'm 14 if I was to get it. So there's no point applying. I said, you'll be 14 within a few months, so I'm not going to make you do it right now. It could be taken any time in the next 6 to 12 months. There's no rush to do that, but obviously if I want to do it, and I'm going to look at my own window of opportunity as well, because I would like to do it with somebody else. I'd like to take them and make sure, drag them if I have to, carry them if I have to. I want to make sure they go, hey Jay Fresh, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're really well. Why is this going to title? Surely not. Mukund. Right. I'm going to do 3 topics or 4 topics really quick. Okay, I said YAYA, I said Matis de Ligt, I said Company, I said ISCO, JOAO Pedro, Fernandinho, JOAO FELIX. So do them quickly before we get on and chat. Okay, YAYA. Rumours he's going to China. Okay, that one's gone. No one cares. ISCO. Load of rubbish. Move on. No one cares. JOAO Pedro. Okay, he's a kid who's supposed to be going to Watford. The Star. I said maybe City's going to try and hijack it. What a load of rubbish. BS. Move on. There's 3. All down. Fernandinho. Injured. Okay, it's a bit longer story. This Fernandinho's injured. And he's got an injury, a knock to his right knee. They were hoping he'd be fit for this next game in the Copper. He's not fit. He said, if we get through, he'll probably be fit for the next game. So there's nothing to worry about. He should be right as rain come the start of the season. JOAO FELIX. So I'll talk about JOAO FELIX. Rumours that he's going to Atletico for 112, 130 million quid. That's a heck of a lot of money, but if they believe in him, they believe in him. I think they paid lots of money for other players now and again. And they tend to make good decisions. So that's the JOAO FELIX. What's left? Matis de Ligt. Matis de Ligt is very quiet. I'll tell you what. I'll come to the Matis de Ligt later. I'll tell you what Pep said about Matis de Ligt. Very brief. And Company. I'll talk about Vincent Company. He has sold apparently 4,000 shirts with his name on, Anderlecht shirts with his name on, in 1 week. Which apparently for Anderlecht, that's a lot of shirts. So there you go, 6 topics, done, gone, move on. Let's just quickly go on. I don't want to miss people, say hi. Let's just zip up, come on. Let's go up. Hi Bernard, hope you're well. Nice to see you on the channel tonight. Mukund, we all know yours. Mukund, I don't like motorbikes, mate. I really don't like motorbikes, too fast for me. I don't think true Geordie would grace us with his presence. Hi Andrew, hope you're well. Hi Brian. Hey, good to get Brian on the live stream. Chris Welch, nice to throw questions in, guys. Where do you think ISCO will fit in at Manchester City? He won't. Can only see him fitting in if David Silva left and Bernardo Silva plays on the wing. Yeah, I cannot see in a month of Sundays ISCO coming. Okay, he was going to come a few years ago. And it's pretty much all signed, sealed, and delivered. And then apparently he was at the under-21. I think it was Euros under-21s, and he was going to sign after that. Because we had Manuel Pellegrini, his old boss at Malaga. Everybody seemed to be happy with everything that was going on. And then he had a great under-21s, and Real Madrid made a phone call, got into his ear, got one of the players to, you know, put some leverage on him, and he went to Real Madrid. Honestly, has it been worth it for him? I don't think so. I think he's ended up wasting, you know, how many years has he wasted? Wasted 5 years at least. Real Madrid, he's had some good bits and pieces, but he's 27. You know, he should be in the prime of his career, and he's been tossed aside. So, you know, I don't think we want to take, you know, their sloppy seconds. You know, he's had his chance. He's missed it. He's missed that boat. So I don't think he'll come to City. I just put him there because every transfer window, ISCO gets mentioned. You know, we said, you know, when the guy's 60, he'll still be mentioned as a transfer target for City. It's a running joke with City. So some City fans will have understood that running joke because ISCO is mentioned all the time. I wouldn't mind Cisco get some computing power, but not ISCO. Absolutely, Chris, every season. Bernard, oh no, I think Brexit's worse than ISCO. I think Brexit will have an end to it. ISCO will always be linked with City. Hi, Murgank Shah, hope you're doing well. What we talked about, mate, I had 7 topics, 6 of them, bang, gone. Actually, they were quite short topics, so I thought I'd bang through them. But I'll go through them again in a couple of minutes. Kamal, do I imagine City and Atelic when the kit launch happens? That would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, it's going to be interesting, that kit launch. It's apparently, there's a Bugsy Malone theme event starting at 9 o'clock and it runs till late on the 30th of June. So I suspect at midnight they're going to release the kit. Now, it's going to be a hot weekend. I'm not sure about doing it at midnight. If it's going to happen at midnight, somewhere in the City store or wherever, I don't know where it's going to happen. I haven't really checked. Because if you got kids, who's going to take the kids? Because they go to school on the Monday morning. My kids ain't going. I don't think my wife's going to London, so that's me snookered straight away. So I can't go. I'm snookered. I can't even go for the start at 9 o'clock because my kids need to be in bed. So, you know, there's a potential that they're going to lose a few people before they've even started. And it would be really bad if we only have 100 or 200 people turning up for this event. You know, it's just the way it is. But it would not look good. And you know, we're going to take a right pasting in the social media and the media if we don't get a lot of people at that event. Kamal, if Pep wanted ISCO, he would have got him. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. He's not played enough at Real, and we'd have got him a year or two ago. Kamal, I don't want ISCO now, too old. Yeah, he's 27, so I don't want him. I don't want him at all. Chris Baker, I rate ISCO again. What about Mido? I think Mido's time has gone, mate. Mukunda, Cisco. Get Cisco, ISCO. Can I have a Kisco or a Disco or a Wisco? Mysterious person, the ghosts are coming to haunt you. I've got to say this, mysterious person, right? Once or twice saying these inane comments is fine, but we're here to chat footsie, yeah? Let's chat a little bit of footsie, buddy. You know, or life. Don't just write in rhymes. I might slip you into the timeout. Very few people have ever been in timeout. I think 1. Bernard Denin, I have no idea, mate. What has Bugsy Malone got to do with Puma? No idea. I saw something, I'm sure it was tweeted by City. I have no idea what it is. I'll have a look. Because I can't go, I've not been that interested. Kamal, will they stream the Puma kit launch on YouTube? They might well do. They should do. Quite honestly, they should stream it on Facebook, on Periscope. They should be tweeting it on YouTube as well. Anything they can, they should be, whatever platforms they can, you know, they can do it. Yeah, Bernard, I mean, okay, you can get people there at 9 o'clock, but if it runs on till midnight, I'm not so sure. I mean, I only saw this very briefly. I mean, for all we know, it might be in America. It might be one of the American supporters clubs is doing this for the kit launch. I have no idea. It's Bugsy Malone. It just, it's daft. You know, why do it at midnight? Why just do it at 9 o'clock in the morning? Why can't we do it at 9 o'clock in the morning where people, you know, on a Saturday or a Sunday where people can actually turn up? If you'd done it at, say, 10 o'clock or midday on Sunday, okay, surely you'd have got hundreds and hundreds of people. Let's have a drink, guys. I'm knackered. Kamal, will they stream it on YouTube? I hope so. I hope so on some sort of social media. Mrigank Sharp, at this point, I'd rather take Bruno Fernandes. It ain't happening. Hopefully he'll go to United for about 60 million quid. Absolutely crazy money. Right, no more questions. I'm going to go through the I'm going to go through the stories again because it's that quick. Yaya's going to China. Who cares? Let him go. Matis de Ligt. I'll come back to him. Company. Apparently, Andy Lecter sold 4,000 Vincent Company shirts in 1 week. ISCO. Load of balls. Move on. JOAO Pedro, who Watford are supposed to be getting for a few £1 million. The Star says City are going to come and try and steal him from them. Look at the source. Absolute balderdash. Okay. Fernandinho, slightly injured. He's got a knock to his right knee. They were hoping to be ready for the next round of the Copa. He isn't. And then the hope will be, they said, if we get through, he should be ready for the next game. So there's nothing long term. It shouldn't have an impact on the forthcoming season. JOAO FELIX, it's all gone quiet on the City front. And they're talking on Atletico paying 112, 130 million quid for him. Should we do the Matis de Ligt? Let's do the Matis de Ligt as well, because I just need to open a window for that. Matis de Ligt. Okay, let's see what we got about Matis de Ligt. Now, apparently Pep was asked about Matis de Ligt and you know, how good he could be or whatever, because City have been interested, but it looks like all the talk is of him going to Juventus. So what has he said about Matis de Ligt? Okay, he apparently believes that he can be in a first 11 player immediately and for the foreseeable future. I mean, look, the guy's 19 years old. Okay, this is apparently what he told Marca, a paper in Spain. So he's only 19. So I said he's got 12 to 15 years ahead of him. Yeah. So what Pepper said, he said he's a good centre back. He's 19 years old, and the one who signs him will have a centre back for years. That's it. That's all. That was in the MEN. That's all the MEN. You know, massive story. But as usual, there's a lot of filler there. There's a lot of filler, and that's all that Pepper said. So I'm going to move on. Pep said he's a great defender. He's a good defender, and whoever gets him will have him for years to come. Wow, you can tell it's close season. There's night to talk about. So let's go back to your comments, guys. Let's move on. Have a chat. I'm really trying to get this through early today because I want to do my finish my accounts basically and get my kids asleep at a good time. Friday tomorrow. Got really mega 3 days coming up. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Just have a quick look at your comments, guys. Oh, Kamal Dwyer, you're a moderator. How does that feel? You weren't there for long. I think when we go forward, I will get a moderator or two, just not yet. Let's just nip down. Daily feel. Chris Welsh, what do you think of our objectives for the upcoming season? I think it's the same as last season. The minimum, the target for everybody is that league title. You ask David Silva, you know, he says, I want to win the Premier League. Sorry, I want to win. I would really like to win the Champions League. But for me, it's that Premier League because that's what you train for every week. That's what you play for every week. Yeah, that's where your focus is that Premier League. So I want the Premier League. Anything else is that's how I look at this season. I want us to win the Premier League again. Anything else is a bonus. Anything else is a bonus. And I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if we don't win a cup, whether it's a Carabao Cup or FA Cup. I'd be surprised if we don't win one of them at least, and hopefully we'll win the Premier League. Bernard, go for everything, Chris. Absolutely, mate. You go to win every single game. Mukun, if there is a music performance, they probably can't stream it. Possibly, right, Mukun? Yeah, I've had problems with doing videos at the ground, and some music comes on in the background, and you're not recording it. You're actually interviewing somebody or doing your own interview, and they come up and say sometimes they've had to take the audio off, or they monetize it because we never monetized it. So I think they sometimes monetize them to give those people the money, and they might have had their music on for 5 seconds. That's a load of rubbish. Hi Kobe, how you doing, mate? Call Hitch, hilarious article and dealing on the site at the moment. FFP Champions League ban may mean City can't get top players. Players leave. Pep might want to go. Financial implications. How did they make the... Unbelievable, Col. It is unbelievable that they can make... It's rubbish. It is absolute rubbish. Okay? We haven't got a Champions League ban. You're just making stuff up. You know? Why don't they just say, well, if Man City get Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, we'll win everything in front of us for the next 10 years. You know, I can make up rubbish too. Okay? City can't get top players. If we got a Champions League ban, it's probably not going to be this season. And I'd like to think that we've already got top players. We've got Edison, Laporte. We've got Mendy if he's fit. He's a top player. We've got Kyle Walker. John Stones ain't half bad. Fernandinho, still a top player. If we get Rodri, looks like he's going to be a top player. Kevin De Bruyne, one of the top 3 players in the world? I think so. We got Bernardo Silva. He's not a bad player. Raheem Sterling, he's all right. Leroy Sané, Gabby J, Sergio Aguero, Riyad Mahrez, Ilkay Gundogan. If we get Cancelo, if we get Angelino, we've got a load of good players, yeah? And so I'm not worried that good players might not come. Players will leave. Fat chance. Absolutely fat chance that players will leave. Because look at what when Juventus got relegated, some of their players stuck around. Some players stuck around. You know, look at United. A load of their players don't leave just because they don't get in the Champions League. So it's a pile of poo. Pep might want to go. No chance. Yeah, he's made his bed. He said he's going to stay here, stick it out his contract. Unbelievable. So let's see who else is on. I don't want to make anybody a moderator again by accident. Regrank, a lot of newspapers write articles just to get clicks about rumours for transfers. The worst kind is when they write that a player is linked to a team just because they follow something. Yeah, it's absolute load of rubbish. I mean, it's how in the digital age, that's how you got to do business. You got to make stuff up to get clicks and likes and sponsors and subscribers and whatever. You know, there's plenty of YouTube channels out there that just makes people just make stuff up or be dramatic to get subscribers and. You know, subscribers mean money. Cobby, think this any announcement on new signings? Yeah, I mean, there's a feeling that it could be all together. It could just be that once we announce Puma, we might announce 3 or 4 players. But I wouldn't want 3 or 4 players at midnight to be announced. I think that's crazy. It might just be that we do a drip every day, which I'm not keen on. You know, it could be Sunday night, midnight, and Monday morning. Sorry. The Puma kit's launched, okay? Maybe that day we announce Angelino. I'm just going to put it out there. Then on the Tuesday, we announce Rodri. Then on the Wednesday, we announce... who can we announce on Wednesday? Cancelo. Thursday, we announce Harry Maguire. Friday, we announce Lionel Messi. Who knows? Yeah? I mean, I just want to get it over and done with. Don't drag it all out. Get it over and done with. Get 4 people in a picture, like when David Silva signed. We had David Silva, Kolarov, Yaya Toure and Jerome Boateng all together. Job done. Once only. Move on. Can you imagine if we do one every day? Then you have to do a video every day for each one. Just rather have, get 4 of them in, do a 20-minute video, bang, get it done, move on. Bernard's watching the footy. England are 3 up. Norway, well, I'm not watching that. I thought England would win. A mysterious person. Oh, come on, mate. Change your name. It's a bit boring, man. Come on. Pep it up. Kamal Dwight, is Pep saying this about the LIGT to try and tempt him to City? Absolutely no idea, Kamal. Absolutely no idea. I mean, I've said before, I love him to be here. But I think the issue is going to be, it's going to come down to money. What Mino Raiola wants as a fee, because if Matthias Ligt goes for 65 million quid, I think we'd be happy to pay it. I don't think we're happy to pay Mino Raiola 15 million euros on top of that. And if he's asking for 300,000 euros a week, no chance. It ain't happening. Pep, is Pep playing his... Well, Pep's not going to come out and say, well, this is what's going to happen, is it? Kamal, do I? Yeah, that half second of moderating. There'll be a couple of moderators on at some point. You know, when we get to this stage where I need a bit of super chat. You know, there's 23 on. Yesterday was 33, and I struggled to catch up. Maybe I put it in super slow, but I'm trying to keep up. Mukund, yeah, look, there's everybody's articles. It's a shame for someone like Stu Brennan, because I think Stu Brennan writes some really decent pieces, but then he also writes some guff, which is obviously, you know, led by the editor or the paper itself for clickbait. Bernard, mysterious person, your initials MP. You are a, you're an MP? Waste of time. Kamal, I want us to win the Champions League next season for David. Yeah, I mean, it'd be really nice. You know, David's won everything, almost. He's won 2 Euros with Spain. He's won the Champions League with Spain. He's won 4 league titles at City, 2 FA Cups at City, 2 Community Shields and 4 League Cups. It's not bad. It's not bad. You know, he's been in a couple of PFA teams of the year, and to get that Champions League would be a crowning glory for us as a City player. KDB's not bad, is he, Mukund? Eh? Saul of Tarsus, how you doing, mate? Pep's looking at cover for Kyle Walker. Well, it depends on Danilo. If Danilo stays, that's our cover. If Danilo goes, then we need cover. Hey, Asa, how you doing, mate? The Saints City cannot get top players. Are you joking? Nearly every player is highly sought after by multiple clubs. I say yes. Most people want to come to City if they think they can make it. You know, if they think they can't, you know, push Sergio Aguero aside, then they wouldn't want to come. If they can't push KDB, if they believe in themselves, then they want to go to City. How you doing, Asa? Hope your studies are going well. Hi, Herence Tiguani. You're not late, mate. You're only half an hour late. I'll go through all the points again, and I won't say hello to you again in. Oh, forgot where you're from. Herence. Really bad at. You're not from. I forgot now. Ooh. Hi, Paul. Just in from work. You're not late, mate. You know, I'll probably be on for another 20 minutes. I think 10 o'clock is my time. My wife wants me to do some housework. I've got loads to do. You know, she's been complaining since since she got back yesterday. That place is a mess. She keeps saying, "How can 3 guys turn this place upside down in 2.5 days?" You know, and the kids are at school half the day as well. Well, you got a third of the day when the kids are at school, a third of the day when you're asleep. How can you make a mess in 4 or 5 hours? It's bonkers. And Heinz Messi, yep, he's the man. I'd love that. It's Heinz and Dumbele. Well, the thing is, I mean, the real reveal will be good, but I think they're just putting too much of it could be an anticlimax. You know, they're setting themselves up for a fall, unless they get some of these renter crowds in. You know, where they've got people in just to make the noise. Maybe they have to do that. I mean, but it's not a good idea. So that's my wash machine on. My missus has put that on. She never asks. Ocean Rage, how you doing, mate? Everyone wants to now announce Messi. Abdallah Al-Amami. Abdallah Al-Mamami. And I'll say that again. Abdallah Al-Amami. Mario Hermoso City? I don't think so, mate. Where are you from, Abdallah? Sounds very North African to me. Might be wrong. The same personally think you can get away with notes. Actually, that's true. Look, the season before, well, last season we only got Mahrez in the summer, yeah, and we lost Mendy for most of the season. We lost Fernandinho for a couple of months, and we lost KDB for probably half to 2/3 of the season. So getting KDB back is like a new player. Getting Mendy back is like a new player. If Sane can sort himself out, that's like getting a new player. I really don't think we can need anybody, but it's still nice to get 1 or 2 players. Mirgank Shah just read an article that Juve might be offering Delict 400k salary. Well, you can't compete. That's mental. It's good, but it's a great feature. But that's too much. Well, they're paying Aaron Ramsey 400 grand a week, but I think one of the reasons for that is they're getting a guy who's what, 27 years old, 28 years old, and they're not paying a transfer fee. So in effect, they're paying him a signing on fee, or more likely, rather than paying a huge, which sometimes happens, a huge signing on fee, they might be paying him extra wages to stagger it, because a signing on fee, if they say, look, your signing on fee is 20 million quid, they don't really want to pay that up front. So they might say, we'll pay you 5 million in your signing on fee, and instead of paying 250 grand a week in your wages, we'll pay you 400. And then they'll stagger that rather than paying 20 million up front on day one and pay it over 4 years. I think I can see that as a way to do it. Let's have a look. Chris Ross said every club needs absolutely. You don't strengthen, you stand still. You know, Spurs, look what happened to them. They ran out of steam last season. They started off the season so well. They were 2 points behind City after 18 or 20 games, and then they fell away. So they finished, I think, 27 points behind City. They just didn't have the players when Dele Alli wasn't on fire. When anybody wasn't main, they have some main players, and when they were not on fire, they had no one to turn to. Asa, will this be Mendy's super season? I just want him to stay fit and get through the season. I think he'll be good enough. You know, I think if he stays fit if he plays at least 30 league games, he'll get 10 or 12 assists. I think. I don't think he'll score more than 1 goal, if any, but I think he'll get 10 or 12 assists. They're saying agree, but Tottenham survived. I'm just saying if they had, they could go again. Absolutely, I think Tottenham. Well, that's why Tottenham are buying players now, because their push for the Premier League petered out, and in the end they had to scramble for 4th. I think if they had a couple of more good players, they could have got around that problem. Mukund, no. I do not want Neymar. Herons, soon, yeah. Well, they're talking about Pogba get on 500 grand a week. It's pathetic. Bernardini, 2019-20 manager. I hope so. I hope he does really well. But as I said, I hope he just stays fit. Callum Cox, can City win the league 3 seasons in a row? Don't know why not, mate. You know, we won it back to back. If we can get 95 points, I think 95 points can win it next season. I think Liverpool will struggle to get more than 90. That's my personal opinion. I really can't see it. They're getting up to that sort of level again of 97. Okay, Kamal Dwight, who saw talks about saying Foden will be a better player than David Silva. You can't just say that it's disrespectful. It's stupid, because that was, what's his name, that Adrian Durham, because it wasn't so long ago that he said Foden's wasted at City. He should be leaving. He should go out on loan. He should, or you know, like Sancho's flying and he's in England. Full England international, and Foden stayed at City, and he's basically saying the guy's rotting there. He's in the under-21s or whatever, and suddenly now he's saying he's going to be better than David Silva. Then if he's saying he's going to be better than David Silva, then surely Pep's doing the right thing by him. So basically, Durham's just a hypocrite. He's just an idiot, and we all know it's clickbait. So let's not click on Adrian Durham unless it's with a big pinch of salt. That washing machine's got 20 minutes to go. Look, the way I would do my washing, it's the shortest cycle. Get it in, get it out, move it on. My missus is there putting it on for 2 hours. It's not going to get much cleaner if you put it in for 2 hours, love. I just don't understand that. So, Abdullah, you're from Iraq. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're really well tonight. It must be, I suspect, is it 11:45 or 12:45? Every office should have a washing machine. Well, this is my office. Actually, my wife said, I don't want you to work in the kitchen anymore, because I love it. I love it down here. You got the fridge right in front of you. You got your coffee making facilities there. You got some grub here and there. You know, I've got a toilet in the hallway. I don't want to go to my attic. I've got nothing in the attic. I've got no fridge, no toilet. I have to go down the stairs to the bathroom. I've got no coffee. If I want a coffee, I have to come down 1, 2, 4 flights of steps. Nah, no thanks. Maybe I'll work in the attic when she's around, and when she's away 3 days a week, I'll work here. Sports washing machine. Mukun, that's one of the funniest things you've ever said. Abdul Al-Mami, I was born in Holland and lived for 6 years in Holland. You know, I'm getting old, you know. I'm forgetting all my language. I'll say hello. Netherlands, what do we used to say? We used to know a little bit. We spent a bit of time there. My wife used to work there regularly. and I forgot. It's really bad. I went to forget so much of your language. I'm always there every night, buzzing and remembering things. I'm just trying to even remember. I can't even remember thank you. That's how bad it is. Dank u wel. There you go. Dank u wel. That's my thank you in Dutch. Yes, I need many to realise that now he's in competition with Filamendi, Lucas Hernandez, Lucas Digne. Yeah, you know, he's won a lot with City in France and not playing much, but he's going to have to. He's going to have to pull his finger out. Is it an Indie City washing machine? No, it's not actually. It's a Miel. I've had that. I've had that since about 2006. No, 2005 or 2006. Never let me down. I've got a Miel washing machine and a Miel tumble dryer. Never let me down. Abdel Alamami, yeah, hey, me too, mate. I really want Matthijs de Ligt at City. Really, really do. You guys are witty tonight, aren't you? Colin, Mendy's last chance. Yeah, if he doesn't do this, if he gets injured, that's it. If he gets injured, he's gone. You know, because it's no good for us then. So Abdul Alamami is in England. All right, you've been here for 30 years. Whereabouts in England are you, mate? Abdullah. Col H. Leicester Wolves to push for the top 4. I don't think top 4. I don't think top 4. I think they'll push for top 6. Yeah, I think Leicester, Wolves, West Ham, Everton, and Watford. Don't ignore Watford because Watford had a good season last season. If they can keep their best players and get a couple more, they should have, in my opinion, they should have finished 7th. Watford. They had a really terrible end of the season where they, in the last 6 games, 6 league games, they won 1, drew 1, and lost 4. And one of the ones they lost was against Wolves, and they should have got 4th, but they just kind of collapsed at the end of the season. Maybe their eye was on that big prize of the FA Cup, because it was, they had 6 league games after the FA Cup semi-final against Wolves, and they were rubbish overall after that. Bernard, I can't believe she puts it on for 2 hours. I said, it's not going to get any cleaner. If it's not going to clean it in 30 minutes, it's not going to clean it in 2 hours. Hey, you can't argue with some people. Very good, Dutch. Thank you. No, Easton, look, look, I'm going to put something up there. Who can pronounce this? Okay? Who can pronounce that? I put it up there. You tell me what that is. I will say it, I will, but just not yet. I'm up to 30. I think when I get to about 50 people, 40 to 50, I'll get some mods in. Exactly, Mukund. I'm going to tell my wife that. And I won't say, actually, what my wife's job is? To reduce carbon. To reduce the carbon footprint. That's her job. Around the world, to reduce carbon footprint around the world, or carbon dioxide production, and she puts the washing machine on for 2 hours. Abdallah, Southwest London, all right, I wonder where that is. I mean, I used to live in Tooting for a while. I was working in Guildford, and I lived in Tooting. My brother was working at a hospital. He was a doctor, med student at the time at St George's, so we lived in Tooting. Yeah, I know the area reasonably well. Got friends still knocking around there, Southwest London. I lived in Ewell as well, which is not far from Kingston and Epsom. Callum, I'm a Chelsea fan, by the way. How well can you see Chelsea? I think, as Bernard said, it could be a struggle because, look, you've lost your best player in Hazard. You've injured, serious injuries to Callum Hudson-Odoi and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. That's like losing 3 players, you know. Jorginho, I think Sarri doesn't want Jorginho, so you're lumbered with him as well. It's going to be really tough for Frank, but Frank's got obviously so much credit in the bank, and I think if you can squeeze top 4, I think that's got to be what you're going for. Leicester signing James Justin from Luton. I heard about that. This guy is supposed to be really, really good. Kamal, I'm used to pay about 15 million quid. I mean, they've got a good track record of buying people inexpensively. So Bernard, what a! I've just realised what I did. You can write it how you'd say it, okay? Gouda. Write it phonetically. How would you say that? And then I'll tell you how I say it. You get delicate washes, Ray. That's for certain materials you're back to. Yeah, but mate, I don't care about that. Just stick it on whatever it is. Unless I'm putting some silk in, which I never do, it goes in 30 minutes. So you're half an hour. You live in New Malden. Yeah, I know the area, mate. New Malden. I used to have a friend in Chessington. He lived in Chessington, so and I had another friend who lived in New Malden. No, he still lives there. He moved there. He moved there from East London. I think he's in New Malden. So yeah, I know the area reasonably well. Surbiton. I used to drive from my place in Newell through Tolworth roundabout, down the Kingston Road into Kingston. I used to work at the university there as an auditor. So yeah, up and down that A3 so many times. Herents, Everton, Watford, Wolves, Leicester and maybe West Ham will give Arsenal, United and Chelsea a run for. I think so. I said that towards the end of the last season that a little bit of a better performance than United from the other couple of the other teams. United could be fighting for 7th. It would be amazing if they dropped to 7th or 8th. I mean, I just put a loop of someone, the laughing policeman or something. I just put that loop on and just listen to it all day long. Oops, I got a shot there when my lad's come in. It's 10 o'clock. I don't know what he's looking for. He's looking for some chocolate or something. What you after? No, you can't remember what he's after. He's got all shy. He's after some water. He's got all shy. No one's going to say that. How are you going to say that? Are you going to say it like this? Is that how you say it? Is that how you say it, Bernard? Callum, when this go out, with this squad, I think we'll struggle to get top 6. Yeah. Look, as I said, losing those 3 players is really going to be a big problem. Well, Charles, I don't know where you've come from. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, Charles. I'll put you in timeout and then we'll see if you can behave. I typed it phonetically. So we get Abdallah to correct me now. Are you happy with that? Ouda. 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 Mukun says Gouda. Herent says Gouda. The saint don't understand long stuff at all. Come on, I'm saying it's Ouda. 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 We need Howda. See, in English we say Gouda, but the Dutch pronunciation is not. I'll probably get this wrong now and I'll get embarrassed. So I'm going to stick that on for you. Listen to this.
Gouda.
Oh, behave. This is off Wikipedia.
Gouda.
Get out of it. When I was there, they called it Ouda. Gouda. Well, when I was there, the Dutch people said it was Houda. The book that I got, I've been telling everybody it's been Ouda for ages. Ouda. Ouda. A race of fourth, United. Chris, that could be United. It could be anybody. It really could. I mean, look, United was 6th this season. Chelsea got that 4th. I think Chelsea can squeeze the 4th again. I think Frank will help them. I think Kanté playing in his right place, but losing those 3 powerful players could really, really be a problem. Ouda. I used to say Ouda, not Gouda. Well, anyway, I got it wrong then. Mukun got it right. We all bound down to Mukun for the night. You say Gouda, I say Gouda. You say tomato, I say tomato. Potato, potato. Who knows? Come on, guys, we've got 3 minutes. Ask some questions because I'm going to shoot early tonight because we go home for an hour and a half. And I think I want an early night tonight, and then I can do my accounts, finish my accounts off. There's no point. My sister, I was chatting to my sister earlier on this evening. She said, just go and get them done. I said, well, it's not going to make any difference. If I send them to me accounting at 10 or 12 o'clock tonight or at 6 in the morning, it's not going to make any difference to them. And there's nothing going on city-wise. So I'm up at 5. I'll go out for a run, have a bath. By 7 o'clock, I'll sit down and do about 45 minutes and finish my accounts off. What does it mean anyway? It's a town in Holland. You get this cheese. They have this cheese. So we know it for the cheese, but there's an actual town in Holland. I've been there. I've been to Delft as well. Quite like that. Let's call the whole thing off. What are you calling off? Has my cheese gone off? Has my cheese gone off? And before I go, I always have a little quick look to see if there's any news, any city news that's going through. It's been a quiet one tonight, this one, really. They're still talking about Edison Suarez, who we spoke about yesterday or the day before. Can't see it myself. Daily Failure still going on with that Champions League ban. Get lost. Let's have a look. Algeria won. They beat Sadio Mane's Senegal. So Riyad Mahrez gets 1 over on Sadio Mane. Looks like Sturridge is going to PSG. Wow, if that happens. There's really not much going on. Not much going on. I want those signings announced so we can move on and focus on other stuff now. I just want to get it over and done with. What's solid 27 minutes? I think I've been on for an hour. Can't believe that. 57 minutes. No, mate, there's another 8 minutes on that cycle. 8 minutes, Bernard. It's killing me, that. No, I need a good night's sleep. Quality, they're saying. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm knackered today. In fact, I've probably done the least in terms of busy days. It's the least busy day. Only bits and pieces to do today. It's the days that I've just been solid. You know, running around, boxing, and in the gym, and taking my kids here and there, and ringing people like mentally crazily all day long. Those are the days that are really good. But today's been a bit of a drag, to be honest. And for the first time in about 6 days, since Friday, it's the first time I had some chocolate today. 2 small Mars bars. I don't want that. Hopefully, I'll get back on the wagon. Callum, well, the thing is, I mean, look, don't get me wrong. Eden Hazard is a top player. He's an excellent player. But, you know, I think people bigged him up too much. There were other people, players in the Premier League, who I think play at a higher level and more consistently. KDB, David Silva, Bernardo Silva. You know, I'd definitely have probably all 3 of them. It might be close between David, but I might have had all those 3 before I have Hazard. Would I have Sterling before Hazard? Yes, I would. Sane, on best form? Yes, I would. So, you know, Aguero? Yes, I would. So, he's had a good, you know, he's a good player, don't get me wrong, but, you know, he'd struggled to even get into the City team. I mean, that's the quality we've got. If Sane and Sterling there on the wings, where does Hazard go? He's not going to go up top, and he's certainly not going to go behind Sergio when you've got KDB there. So, you know, he can carry on the drinks for us, Callum. But, you know, he's a good player. Chris, you reckon Sergio will go to America? Could well do. No, Bernard, you're not going to watch me put it in the dryer. I'm shattered. Nah, that's it, guys. We'll have an early night tonight. I think 10:30, falling asleep for me tonight would be great because I always get up between 4 and 5. Kel Surprise, yeah, Mukun, that's it. You know, I wouldn't normally have any chocolate. I mean, as I said, 5 days. No chocolates, no sweets, no cakes. My wife's having these samosas, and I say no, I refuse. Everybody had ice cream tonight. I said no thanks, I won't have any. So I've been really, really good for 5 days now, since was it Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 full days and a bit of Friday. Nothing bad, really, nothing really bad. As I said, no crisps, no cakes, scones, anything. Don't worry about it, Saint. Don't worry. I know I'm going to be out tomorrow night. I might as well tell you the next 3 days is going to be really chock-a-block, so I'm not sure about the streams. Tomorrow we are going into Manchester. Get the kids. It's a long way to go to get the haircut. We're going for the. We've got a lot of things to do. Get the haircut. My wife wants to do some shopping. I want to get my haircut, and we're going to go out for a meal. I might be back in time for 9 o'clock. Hopefully we will. Saturday we're over in Leeds. That's going to be a very, very long day. My wife's shocked when I said we might have to leave at 7:30 in the morning. She normally gets between 10 and 11 at the weekend. So I said 7:30 in the morning. Hi Aaron Campbell, new subscriber. Thanks a lot, buddy. And then Sunday my kids are going into Manchester for this for the music at the Royal Northern College of Music. That's in the morning, and then my wife's going away in the afternoon. It's going to be 3 chock-a-block days. I need to recharge the batteries. The same working summer long hours, so I'll be on less. All right, don't worry, mate. You can always catch up, and I'll try. I mean, I might end up doing 2 short streams, one earlier in the day, one later in the day. Thanks, Carl. I'll check your emails out probably in the morning. Blimey, I've got 6 emails waiting for me. I'll go have a quick look at them now. Sorry, I've not replied to people, but you know, it just gets really hard. Joel Harlan. So we're going to do. Okay, just for Joel. Joel's just turned up. I'm going to go through the 7 topics, okay, that we went through tonight. They're very, very brief, Joel. YAYA Toure is rumoured to be going to China. Bye-bye, YAYA. That's it, not bothered. Company, LIGT apparently sold 4,000 Vincent Company shirts in 1 week. Fantastic, it's probably the most they've ever done. ISCO, story about linking him to City. He's 27 years old. He didn't come when he had a good chance. The story's a load of poo. It happens every single transfer window. He's linked with City. Not happening. JOAO Pedro, Watford is supposed to be buying him for a couple of million quid. Star are saying that City are trying to jump in there and usurp them. That's a lot of rubbish in my opinion. It's coming from the Star, I would never trust it. JOAO FELIX, it's rumoured that Atletico are going to finalise a 112 or 130 million pound deal for him. Fernandinho was slightly injured. He had an injury to his right knee, and they were hoping he'd be ready for the next Copa game. He isn't, but they said if we get through, Brazil said if we get through, what's his manager, Tite, Tite or Tite, whatever you want to call it, said if we get through, he should be ready for the match after that. And the last one was Matis Delay. Well, in Mark quoting Pepper saying he's a good player, and whoever gets him, you know, he'll be there for a while, good for a while, something like that. It's pretty nothing in it. You know, all the stories today are pretty nothing in it. Sorry, Sea-Dog, that's my my wife decided probably to get her own back on me to put the tumble dryer on, and that's not the washing machine. And unlike me, who puts it on for 30 minutes, she puts it on for about 2 hours. So it's just going and going and going. Gotta go, goodbye, Bernard. I tell you what, some of you guys are on top form tonight. On top form. I'll kick that machine. See you tomorrow, Muckle. Take it easy, guys. Ventilator. I need a ventilator, Sea-Dog. I'm absolutely knackered. I've been burning that candle at both ends for a bit, probably a day too long. Man, I put you in timeout, buddy, and you come back to annoy us. Yep, Sea-Dog, ISCO's always linked to us. Always linked to us. He was going to come here. Apparently he was going to come to City. It was all done and dusted. And at the last minute, he was going to put pen to paper after the Euros under-21s. And he had a great performance, and Real Madrid wanted him. Turned his head and he went there instead. Really a robot. I just keep going, guys. That washing machine can get stuffed. Hey guys, bye. See you guys. See you, Bernard. See you, Sea-Dog. I've got to go. Mukund, the Saint, Chris Welch. Take care, guys. Sweet dreams, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy, guys.